Welcome to Primo RV Center. Inside a brand new layout, whole new frame for Apex. This is the 244 RB, something we're really excited about. Just massive amounts of creativity here. One of the best bathrooms I think I've ever seen in a rear bathroom, travel trailer that's of a reasonable size and weight. This particular unit is going to be under 30 feet, so at the box size it's about 24 and a half feet, and then tip to tail just under 30 feet. Coming in at 6,022 pounds. 6222 pounds. So lots of tow vehicles that this will work with. We're going to start here right by the door as we come in here. We've got our rechargeable Bluetooth speaker system they've used now for the last year, so you can take that outside right to the area in which you're going to be wanting to have some music, whether it be at the beach, at the campsite, wherever you'd like to take it. As immediately when we walk in, we've got our central kind of station here that allows us to do most of the things we're going to want to do right away. Ideally turn on all the lights. We can check on how full those tanks are, see if it's time to have to dump those before we head out. We've got our main slide switch here, our main awning switch here, as well as our water pump switch. So again, nice and easy to get to, don't have to come very far in, and don't have to put out the slide out to gain access to it. I mentioned one of the best bathrooms when I first saw this just a couple months ago now, down in Indiana. I was struck by this particular bathroom. I just think they absolutely hit it out of the park in terms of shower size, the amount of storage that's in here. Again, they have gone to a brand new drop frame chassis here that's really raised the headroom here up. We're going to see what that does to the outside storage as well, and it makes a radical difference here. So more cabinetry, you can go higher, but just look at the size of the shower stall here. So again, you can have some really comfortable showers. This is going to allow you to be out there longer. Certainly if you're looking for something that you could spend 2 or 3 months in, whether that's in the winter or in summer travel, certainly something that's going to feel a bit more like home. I think having a window in the bathroom is just always an ideal scenario, and this one being off to the side is kind of unique, and I quite like it. Again, lots of storage for life's necessities around the toilet, just tons of leg room here. If you're taller, you're really going to appreciate both the height that you have in here now, but also the room in this bathroom. Easy access to our controls for our tankless hot water tank. Lots of hanging storage here, room for more. Beautiful little accent wall. And then you've got cupboards here that go back about 2.5 feet. Again, lots of room for all your toiletries that will naturally bring with you. Certainly could be an area where you're going to keep lots of extra towels and linens and things like that as well. But lots and lots and lots of storage here. Lots of ventilation as well, ducted heat and air into the bathroom. You also do have a fan. You have your skylight. So again, if you are taller, it's naturally a very tall ceiling, but you have some increased room there. So anybody who's a bit taller is going to appreciate that. But just absolutely stunning. And then you've got the little sliding back door here. But easy access on the road, so you don't need to open up the slide out that we have here to be able to gain access. So right off the hop, we're going to discuss the brand new feature here. You're going to see this roll into a few of the Coachmen lines. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a great use of space. When I first walked into this unit, I definitely looked at it from a perspective of if you are a pet owner, for one. I have a larger dog, but if you've got a couple dogs, even medium-sized or larger, I think you're going to appreciate the kind of room and flexibility that you have here, especially if your dogs on a hot day like to lay out and enjoy the air conditioning above their head here. So we've got the ability here to create a nice dinette that is on the door side, which generally most RVers would prefer. So this will slide out twice as far here. I wanted to show you kind of the space with it halfway in. And this is kind of set up in a manner that you might use it if it's going to become a little bit of a computer desk. Could be your office if you're on the road. And then check out the storage. You have all the cabinets along here. So anything in terms of a small office they may want to bring with you that's not just a laptop, you could put all those items in there. So you have a lot of storage if that's maybe something you'd like to do. I know certainly people in my family would love to have sort of a full-size computer. In this case, you could actually do that, and you have all your power needs met as well. We've got this wonderful window, again, that allows you to sit inside on a morning that's a bit cooler, and that extends into another window in the kitchen. So you have wonderful door side coverage in terms of the windows. If you are sitting in the very comfortable, upgraded theater seats here, again, you can see out those windows, you can see what's going on. But then above that, you have the TV in the natural position that you'd want it to if you're trying to sit back at the end of the day, watch a movie after a long day of travel. Here you're also going to have all that airflow around you, beautiful new accent lights. You've got roller shades so you can, again, keep the neighbors out if you're close to anybody to make sure that only you can see where you want to see. You're going to have those same roller shades continue. So again, this can go halfway in, but it can come all the way out and serve as your proper dinette. And then you still have room to include others as the side is open. You have room for storing other TV trays, things like that here as well. So they've thought that through. They've really tried to think through, again, all the different ways that people would use this layout. And I think with this amount of space, which typically you don't have, it just opens it up tremendously to, again, different users using it in different ways. And certainly those that may be looking to be able to extend their travel. So maybe they're working from the road. This would be a great layout to do that in, allow you to do a lot of items. You've got some great cabinets on either side of the television, so you could certainly keep some media there, DVDs, things like that if you've got a bit of a collection. And then you've got a wonderful sink here, huge stainless steel sink underneath. A little drying rack. Nice vegetable sprayer here as well. Again, outlets in the corner. We've got an air fryer oven here, so rather than it being in the microwave, it's actually in the oven. And you've got your glass flip top back here that'll act as a backsplash for you. Nice big 3-burner range. You've got the flexibility to be able to extend the counter here, so it could be very handy if you're someone who enjoys cooking. Below that, we do have our carbon monoxide detector hardwired in, as well as our converter and fuse panel, all integrated into one. Lots of pots and pan storage below your sink. Lots of drawers here as well, and then all the dishes can really stay up there, and your microwave just above. You do have an additional vent here, so if you want to be able to vent things out, you can. And then you have a fan in there as well. Again, ducted air throughout the coach. And then on the slide, again, as we mentioned, we've got great, very comfortable theater seats. We've got storage here for some remotes. Again, a couple spots for drinks. Huge 10 cubic foot, 12-volt fridge here. We have 200 watts of solar standard. You could certainly upgrade that further if you wish with the same carriage controller. But check out how much depth you have in this pantry. It literally goes back 3.5 feet. I mean, it is massive. Again, some bins in here that allow you to slide things forward, be very, very handy. And again, allow you to really take advantage of that. But again, someone who's going to be traveling maybe 2 or 3 months of the year, certainly you're going to use that space. As we head into the bedroom here, great little erasable calendar here, so you can make little notes, even if it's the list of the groceries that you need to get when you're out there. Access to a thermostat just outside the door here, so if you're hot or cold, easy to get up in the night, quickly adjust it. Again, another outlet here, very handy. We've got our little pocket door, full-size queen bed. We do have some taller windows than normal. Again, that higher range frame here has allowed them to increase the size of the windows. So you've got some nice tall windows. All will have the roller shades. We've got our huge windshield here in the front. So again, allowing a lot of light in, even though as we're losing light here, it's still very, very bright. And then we bounce the beautiful LED lights off the very light tones here. So we've got great storage. It's easy access on the road. So 2 drawers. We've got a removable shelf here, so this can be all hanging storage. We've got both USB and 120 volt. And then we've got our little lift-up walk-in closet underneath here. So we've got a place to slide in some shoes. We could certainly keep the laundry bin here in the center if we wish for travel. We've got a couple drawers as well. And then we've got some bulk storage here on top we can use for things like sweaters. And we've got a spot where we can sit down and put on our shoes. So again, very well thought through. A couple of pistons hold everything up, even if you had a slightly taller mattress or you added a mattress topper, not going to be a big deal here. We do have a secondary TV location, so you could have one in the bedroom. Digital antennas already on the roof here, and then it's all pre-set up, so we can help with a bracket or a full TV setup if you wish. Tons of storage up top. That'll go back again another 3 feet there, so you've got a lot of depth to it, so you can leave a lot here. So lots and lots of storage here. Set up for CPAP machines in the corner, so if should you be somebody who uses one or in the future, it's all set up for you there. Lots of reading lights in here as well, but loving the taller windows, the increased window coverage on the door side just makes a tremendous difference. And again, it's kind of typically as people start to RV, especially if this is their first one, people don't often realize, they really want that window coverage on that side. If they could have the dinette, that would be the preferred side. In this case, that's the way they've engineered it. So let's take you outside. We're going to show you some of that increased storage with a brand new frame here and all that increased height. Being that it's the 6-sided aluminum frame, that's really helped keep the weight down, even though we've got, again, increased headroom here. We've got the more ride steady steps here. We can adjust those to uneven terrain. We've got our lend a hand here, so we've got something to grab onto as we head out the door. Take you right up front. See our beautiful cap here. New lights integrated here up top and on the sides. We've got our standard front power jack, 2 20-pound tanks will be standard. Our spare is located just below here, behind. Lots of room for things like multiple batteries, whether it be 6-volt to start with, to be able to harness that solar power from the roof, or lithium batteries, which are quite popular for our clients right now. We've got magnetic holdbacks here slam latch design. So again, massive storage, just much taller, more reminiscent of what you see in drop frame fifth wheels here. So it's just huge. You can see some of that aluminum framing helping to keep the weight down. And then we've got our easy access to our charge controller. This one's really set up well on the outside, and you'll see that in a second on the back side, with power in this area as well. So if you had a plug-in cooler or something you wanted to keep in here, you've got power on this side and on the other side. We've got, again, a switch for our awning here, so we don't have to go inside to switch that off, and some light switches here as well. This will be a 50 amp power cord here, and that's only because the bedroom is wired for a second AC. In this case, we could certainly just dumb it down to 30 amp service and run everything off of that. We're only going to be running one AC. Look at the awning coverage here, because you're really going to live outside. We all realize that as we get out there. It is right up against that compartment and goes right past the door. So you get tremendous awning coverage here. It's going to come out a full 8 feet. That is where you're going to live. So you're definitely going to appreciate that. And having all that storage to be able to throw in, again, all your chairs, tables, all those outdoor accessories you're actually going to have underneath the awning here. Everything's just going to have its place here, so you're going to appreciate that storage even more. We've got an additional outlet halfway down here if you want to add some extra lights, or maybe a little griddle for breakfast. We've got cable out on this side, so should you want to set up a little outdoor watching area. We've got some alloy wheels here, so less maintenance in terms of rust. We've got a great LED strip light running the full length of the awning here, so we can see what we're doing at night. We've got a built-in window here, tough to see, but kind of hidden away, which is nice, so you can kind of see out, but they can't really see too well in, which is good. It's the way we want it. This particular frame is set up so if you wish to add a rear hitch as a future upgrade, you can. It's got a couple of bolt holders. There'll be a specific hitch for this particular unit from BAL that would be available through dealers like ourselves that we can get you. We've got LED lights on the rear, as well as a black tank flush to be able to clean out your sensors on the back portion here. So very, very handy when you've got sewer on site or fresh water at a dump station. We are pre-wired for a backup camera. Easy access to our tankless hot water heater for things like winterization. Easy access to our plug by the rear, typically where that outlet's going to be. Our nice slide out here coming at 3.5 feet. And as we head forward, not only is it a drop frame here, but something that I've been certainly wanting to see for a long time. We've got a Nautilus little depot here. So this basically allows you to control all the plumbing. It does a lot here. So they've integrated not just plumbing actually in theirs. They've added even a Starlink pre-routing for your router. So we have an in here if you've got a Starlight satellite dish or any other satellite dish. And we've got our ability to cut off power here. So if you're in storage, you can cut off power and draw from the batteries, so you can still keep charging with solar. But all your water will route through here. You can plug in, and then you can choose whether you're routing it to your tank to be able to store water, or whether it's just going to be from the post on your site. We've got a outlet here for outside shower. Again, another power outlet on this side, so one on each side. So again, if you've got coolers or anything else you want to plug in, you can. Water pump switches are here. So we've got also cable and satellite outlets as well. So it's sort of a do-all, and it's also something that helps us easily winterize the unit as well. So everything's routed through there with this little tray that, again, allows some water runoff. Nothing's going to get damaged, and water has a place to go. So just really, really well set up. Something brand new for Apex. Certainly has been out in the industry. Not something they've used, but this is definitely an improvement over past designs. Good use of space, allows you to do a lot more. And I love the addition of the Starlink again for future upgradability. I will say too, this particular unit, much like the whole Nano line as well, it's the first time that Apex has offered the ability to add an inverter. So you could add a 2,000 watt inverter in future years to this unit, should you want to be able to use any of those GFI outlets in the coach. So something to think about. You've got lots of room in that particular compartment up front to be able to do that, and that's something we've recently done for some of our Nano clients. So something that if you want to be able to use those outlets with increased battery, increased solar, gives you that ability to upgrade in the future. But we are truly excited. We will hope you stop in and see us here to see this brand new 244 RB in Coachmen's Apex Ultralight series.